Yeah.
This Hangout is live. Okay. So now if I go back to YouTube, how do I find out where this is on my channel?
Okay, you need to click on that avatar there.
This one?
Yeah, and that'll take you straight to the Hangout page. Sorry, to the YouTube Watch page.
Okay.
Down the bottom, Melania, down the bottom
find out
of
where
the
this
Google
is
Hangout screen, you've
on
got
my channel.
Okay, you need down the right-hand corner, right, on the actual Google page, right? It says try this and then links, right? The links give you the watch page.
Hold on, what did you just say? I have to go where?
Okay, all right. If you go to the page, okay, go to your Google Hangout page, you know, where it said start broadcast with the green button, right?
No, we did this from inside YouTube. We didn't do this from Google Hangout.
Well, it doesn't matter. You could do it from either, right? But if you go back to the Google page, you'll see on the bottom right-hand side there's a little link.
I don't know how to get to the Google page. How do you get to the Google page?
It'll be another page, but apart from the pages that you've opened up to see the YouTube. So it'll be in the...
I open another window, and then how do I get to my Google?
It'll be a window. Just open up your window.
Okay, I have a new window. How do I get to Google now?
Well, I can see it just sitting behind the YouTube one. So if you just click on that, you should be able to get it.
You can see what?
I can see the Google Hangout, part of the Google Hangout, sort of coming out from below the YouTube page.
This is the Google Hangout right here. Right? I didn't do it through Google. I did it. This is the live Hangout from YouTube. Right here.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is, like, if you look at if you're doing this from the Google page, on the bottom right-hand corner, there's something called links.
Hold on. I'm not at the Google page. I don't know how to get to it. So you're looking at my screen right now, and you're telling me to do what?
Okay.
Here is a window that's the Hangout. This is what's being live broadcasted to YouTube right now. Here's my window on YouTube. That's the actual Hangout.
Yeah.
And
close that. Just close or reduce that window. Reduce that YouTube window for a second.
Okay.
Okay. What can you see now?
Well, you see my screen, don't you? We're sharing screen, so you see that I'm looking at I'm looking at myself right now in the Hangout.
Well, mine's a little bit behind time here, so I'm waiting for it to change. It hasn't changed for me.
Okay, but if I'm looking at myself in the Google Hangout, what do you want me to do?
Okay, go to the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Can you see the title of the Hangout? Try this.
Yes.
Below that, there's the thing links. Can you see the simple links?
Yes.
If you press on that, and you'll see what happens.
It says there's my YouTube page and there's video embedded.
Okay, now that YouTube page, that's the link to the actual YouTube watch screen. So that's what I was saying.
Which I already have up here.
Yeah, I know, darling. But what I'm saying is that if you need to access it from the Google page, that's where it is, Jen.
Okay, I see.
Without having to go into YouTube. But it seems to be working for you. So,
Can you join?
Oh, do you want me to join? Oh, you want to send in? Okay, why not? You want to give me that link.
Yeah. So let's hang up on Skype.
Give it to me on Skype, yeah.
I'm going to hang up on Skype.
I'll hang up on Skype.
You hang up, I hang up, whoever will hang up. It will be hung up. Okay, now I can go back and look at my Try This YouTube. And there's one person watching. It's probably me. Who is watching? Question mark. No one is. Exclamation mark. Okay. So now I know how to do a broadcast right away, but I still don't know how or if Gung Ho's coming in. And I can erase this shortly after. Okay, so we've got one viewer on the Google thing and one, oh, fuck me. Okay, I'm ending this. I'm furious, actually. Chris, fuck off. I have no idea why somebody who is undesired, has been told to go away, wants to stick around. If somebody doesn't like me, I go away from them. I don't stick around. I don't like you. I don't want you around me. I don't want you commenting on my videos. I don't like you. Go the fuck away. I don't know how to be more clear to you. I think you're creepy. I don't like you. Is that clear? God, some people are so dense. Like, there is empirical truth. There is objective truth. And it doesn't happen in your fucking head. So, with that said, Gung Ho, are you coming in? Because I'm ready to quit this right now. I had a fun hangout with the troll, and I'm going to have to do some retaliation because the guy is fucking as bright as a pile of bricks. He's a fucking creep, and he's an asshole because he doesn't listen when somebody says, get the fuck away from me. Okay, so that link didn't work. So let me try to give you this link. Fuck that Chris guy. Yeah, I know. That's what I tried to tell him. He's really dumb and really a troll and really gross. Oh, fuck. How can I just, usually when you ignore people, they go away. You say, I don't want you around here. Go the fuck away. They leave because what kind of person wants to hang around with people that don't like them? That say, get away from me. I don't like you. Make it private. I don't want to be running this from this fucking creep all the time. Like, I'll just make it known with all my internet friends that he's fucking gross and nobody should comment. And if he likes to go into places where everybody hates him and thinks he's a fucking creep, then it's the internet, right? Are you coming in? I'm not mean. I'm telling you, I don't like you. You don't have to see this if you go away. And then I don't have to tell you I don't like you. Go away. It's not mean, it's direct, and it's accurate. Get the fuck away from me. You're fucking psycho. I'm not interested in your fucking religious talk. I'm not interested in anything. I had the opportunity to meet you. I decided I don't like you. Get the fuck away from me. Yeah, it bugs the shit out of me because he's a fucking creeper. And now my computer is frozen.
Hey.
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 Yeah, okay, so this works.
It works. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it kind of works, but I don't know what I'm doing because
See, I
I
think
still can't get the Google thing. It's just beyond me. I don't get it at all.
this is it. Basically, this is the way to do it. Like, okay, I must have done the same thing you did and gone into that first bar, right? And then basically it took me to that stupid fucking screen, you know, with that other software, and it's fucked. I mean, the one I used, XSplit, right? That's really good if you can get your head around it. But like I say, you have to pay for the full features, and they are good. They're great features.
Look
but
at this fucking creeper. Look how he keeps commenting. Like,
I can't see the screen. I can't open up another screen. So.
Oh, okay. Well, no matter what, he must like people that don't like him.
What's he saying?
He's saying, "Why are you being so mean? Second person you've told off today," which he's trying to tell me that he's been watching me. He's the second person I told off today. I don't know who else I told off, but I guess he was watching Grobnob or something. I don't know. But he's trying to tell me that he's a creeper and he's stalking me. And this is how I've been introduced to this guy from the beginning. He didn't come in like a friend. He came in like a creeper. I'm stalking you. I want you to know I'm watching you. Like, ew. Like, I'm so disgusted by this individual. Why would he do this unless he's a total fucking idiot?
Is he saying anything now in the comments? Is he saying anything else?
Baghead is in here, and he says, I think it was me. Treating you like meals, that's a friend. It's fucking the cheapest breakfast that one can buy in this town, and that was the best that I could do by sitting with him for 10 minutes. And no, buying somebody a meal doesn't buy you friendship, doesn't buy you sex, doesn't buy you fuck all. What it did for me is allowed me to learn that I don't like him. It allowed me to sit with him long enough to fill my belly with the cheapest food in town and decide I don't like him. So he seems to think that because he bought me a meal, and that was the only way that I'm going to sit and talk with him unless I'm eating, because I don't have patience to sit with some freak like that unless I'm eating, right?
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, you want to fucking talk to me? Fine. We'll go there for breakfast, and if you want to fucking buy me a meal, $6 breakfast, great. Thank you. I'll listen to what you have to say. I did, and I discovered I don't like him. He's really dense and really stupid. And I don't want to be around people like that. I don't find him, I like stupid people, but I find him, I don't think he's a nice person. You are your actions, and his actions are creepy and stalky. If somebody says, Lelania, I don't like you, get away from me, I'm fucking gone. Carlos, if I said to you and I didn't know you, I don't like you, please go away from me, would you be like, oh, let me hang out with you then? No.
No.
You'd be like, okay, you're a bitch. See you later.
No, I would say, yeah, remarkable good taste, madam. I will go and wait on some other tables now.
The guy's psycho. Now he's saying your actions were theft. Oh my fucking God.
Fuck.
Fine, I'm a thief. Now go away. I'm a fucking thief. Now get out of here. Whatever it takes. Like.
Yeah, but you know, how's that applied to food? You know, because possession is 9/10 of the law, right? So if it's in your belly, is it theft? And if it's been offered.
He's talking about the fucking hat. He can't get over the hat.
The hat. Well, maybe he finds it hard to find another one in his size. You know.
You know what, Alien? If you want to be chatty with this fucking guy, I just have to take away my heart for you, because there is something called loyalty, and either this guy needs to be ignored or he needs to be shamed or something. I haven't made a video in so long because I'm hoping that he finds somebody else to stalk. But he's still here because he's a fucking freak and he's gross, and there's gonna be a time where if he doesn't fucking go away, I will literally ignore him. And if the people that I am associated with online don't also ignore him, I'm not having fun anymore. And I do this for fun.
You know, that's you know, like one of those sort of threats.
He's
you know.
a creepy person. Everything, the way he says things, he doesn't say things like a friend. He's got mental problems.
Well,
see, he's
look,
threatening me. He's gonna hire a Colombian. Like, the guy is a fucking freak. And I'm honestly ready to, like,
let me address
something, because I don't like it.
Allow me to address Chris for a moment directly. Listen, Chris, I thought that I had...
You have his phone number. Fucking sick him. Or I'll publicize his phone number as the troll or something, because it's fucking freaking me out.
Yeah, look, Chris, I thought I thought I made it clear, but you know, look, the way you went about it, it was completely ridiculous. You know, I mean, sending me videos, and then obviously I'm gonna let Russ know about it. So what was that about? You needed to, you know, basically directly contact her yourself in the first instance.
Like a normal person.
Like a normal person, you know what I mean? Just the whole way you went about it, you know, like, I don't know, you know, I really have no idea what your motivation was. Neither, right, after having thought about it for a considerable amount of time, am I interested now. So it really, you know, you can, you know, you can choose to be in a space where you're not welcome, but yeah, it's counterproductive, I think.
Yeah, you're not a good guy by fucking bothering me. You bothered other women. You really bothered other women. You scared them and you freaked them out. That doesn't make you a nice person. That makes you a horrible... You know you're bothering people, but you don't stop. That means you're a shithead.
Yeah. A super troll. Of the worst caliber.
Not even a fucking stalker. You're a fucking shithead because you don't leave when you're asked to leave. Am I clear? Oh, fucking thank God. I hope so.
Who else is in the comment box? Ross? Anybody else?
Alien, Terry,
hey.
Jay says he doesn't like you. I don't like Carlos. Okay, Jay. And Baghead 777, all of our favorites, and one of our least favorites.
Well, Jay, I like you very much. Even though this is the first time we've ever met, so I have no understanding of your animosity towards me, but I forgive you. What was I going to say? Hey, Alien Z, Terry. Yeah, because I can't, this fucking computer I can only open up one screen at a time. So, yeah. I can't look at the other one. Oh, here's an idea. Why don't I just go to the other screen? Yeah, all right, that's what I might do. That way I'll be on top. I'll be on top of the action then. Duh.
Oh, he's happy to be the bad guy. He's gross.
Really?
Like, really. I love people who are good thinkers. I really like Alien Zed. He's an excellent thinker. You know, who the fuck is Rico?
Rico?
Rico!
I
don't know. He's like, how dare you not mention me? Okay, fuck yeah.
Hello, Rico. Hey. Hey, Rico. Long time no see, buddy. Long time no see. How
No,
you
but
been?
I gotta say, Carlos, I fucking started this channel that day that I, started this whole thing. That day that I met Alien, I met you, I met Athena, I met Andrew, all in a day. Why? Because I'm sick and tired of stupid people like this fucking troll guy. Troll guy, I'm sorry. I feel bad for the troll. He's sleeping now.
Yeah.
A stalker asshole, this shithead. And I would like not to be associated, or I had heads in real life down here. So online is sort of like my refuge, my place to go to find normal people.
Oh yeah.
And I have found some great people and some good thinkers and some fun people.
Okay.
But this is, he's not fun. He's just gross.
Okay. I'm sorry for laughing, but because, that H3H Productions, right? I was looking through his videography, and one of the things was tasting my own shit. And that thing just ran through my head as you were saying that you come to YouTube to find thinking people.
Well, I looked up, you know what I did? I looked up logic. I'm like, where's logical people? You know? And what this guy this shithead stalker guy, he's not logical and he's not a good person. So it's exactly the opposite of what I'm interested in on YouTube.
You see, there's a guy called King Human, right? And he's famous for, he's got a lot of followers, but he's got all these like internet make money scheme things, right?
He likes being an asshole. Who likes to be an asshole? Like, oh my God. And he terrorized this other woman. Go watch the other one. I feel pain for her. Fucking crazy Christian woman.
That's a bit weird.
If she wasn't so fucking crazy and Christian, I would contact her and say, yeah, about this fucking crazy person. Should we get hold of the Sacramento Police Department? I have a few friends in Sacramento. Should I get them to be involved? Like, what the fuck, guy?
Wow.
He's threatening. Everything he says to me is threatening. It's not nice.
Yeah, I'm going to start up a channel, right? And I'm going to call it Super Duper Fucking Great Stuff. And then, and see what happens, because I've been thinking about it. Gung Ho Jihad, it's kind of a downer, really, especially around this time of year, when terrorists are blowing themselves up, Yeah, it could be counterproductive. So I'm thinking of a new name, maybe. I don't know,
Yeah, all these fucking spiritual readings I've done have attracted this nut bar.
Well, that's what you get for doing that, right?
I know, but I was trying to do it tongue in cheek. I wanted more video time on my camera that I could talk about why it's poetry and why it's beautiful sounding, but why it has nothing to do with the real world. And then this guy's trying to connect everything that it all has to do with the real world, and it's not. This is the whole it's a fucking joke.
Yeah, but that's actually a way, I can sort of, I don't know if I can understand it because, you got to meet the guy, blah, 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 that kind of thing. But what I'm getting at is that...
Oh, Baghead doesn't know about my new tennis racket that kills insects.
Yeah. Yeah, people have a habit of looking at patterns, right? And looking at connections. You know what I mean? And making connections and, creating a mythology or a story or a narrative about their life, right? That either justifies their behavior or excuses it or whatever, blah, 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 right? So, I can sort of appreciate this. But, your channel is really about the poetry of spirituality rather than the actual spiritual stuff. You know what I mean? Like say, Jack's channel, right?
Well, I really like to have some more time on my camera so I can kind of rip apart a little bit too. But I got 10 minutes of time. So I just let somebody else try and rip it apart, because
yeah, but that's the approach, it's well, I was going to mention Jack's channel, right? Now, ostensibly it's a raw fruit channel, But last night I was watching his latest video, and he was talking about other things apart from food, you know, that help you create a healthy life, right? And there are other things like sociability, all these other things, right? Activity, exercise, blah, blah, blah. And, it's, to me, he's a philosophical channel. You know what I mean? Like, he's presenting his philosophy in what he does, in the way that he lives. You know what I mean? And, it's not to say that it can't be a spiritual thing or whatever, but it's an all-round thing. That's the way I look at your channel, yeah. And yeah, in essence, I think every channel on YouTube is a bit like that, when you compress it down and realize what it is. It's an active philosophy, it's a way of living, it's a way of expressing, do you know what I mean? Like, it's not just a label, or an activity. Like, you could have music on your channel, but you could also have other things, you could have variety channels, and you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I can't wait. I've been waiting for like literally now 3 years for a new computer. It's so depressing. But if I do ever get my new computer, I have all that music that I want to do videos for that I've made or I helped make in collaboration, which would be really fun, right? And if I had a better, a vlogging camera. I love when I watch like real vloggers, like, Trisha Paytas, whoever, and they're always like, oh wow, I look so pretty. Like, they can see themselves. I think a real vlogging camera, you have to like be able to see yourself. But my camera, the screen is on the other side, so I'm like, okay, I hope this is in good form, right?
Yeah,
so it's a little different.
But it's actually,
one day.
Well, it's everything. Like, they're paying attention to all the details. Like, obviously you have to understand what the output is, like to see whether it's going to be a good effect or good result. And these guys are professionals, right? The lighting's right, the makeup's right, everything's right. You could achieve that, but you just need the right equipment. That's all. Yeah, and a computer would be a good start, and a good camera too.
Yeah, the Existential Vegan is here. I like him.
Hello. Yeah. He's great.
Yeah.
I like his channel.
Yeah. I do too. I like that Sunshine guy too.
Oh, Jonas Sunshine. He's a fucking hoot. He's great.
Yeah. He's a hoot. I like him a lot. He got some good stuff.
He did too, just this morning, where he's singing this song, Tax Me or something like that.
Well, he's done these things where he's like, fuck all the words that I'm saying, nobody's listening anyways or whatever. And so he's got all these cuts of him talking, like in the car and in his orchards and, growing his plants. And he just put music over it, like, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I was looking, I think, what the fuck is this? And like, there was one where he was reading about illness, disease, from a book that was talking about the chakras and all this other stuff. But it was funny. Yeah. See, I see him as like, a videographer. Like, people aren't just bloggers. They're also doing other things with their videos. And sometimes you don't understand the logic of it. I
want to tell the Existential Vegan that if he knows Jack, what's Jack's channel called? Just Jack Albright or Alburn or whatever?
Yeah, Jack Albritton. Jack Albritton.
Yeah, because he should go check out my friend Jack. Jack's first video I'm in, because I was showing Jack how to, I was making coconut milk. But he's a like hardcore raw vegan, which I'm not. I like to cook food as well. I like my home cooked foods, but I do like to go raw. But I want to publicize his channel because Jack's a friend of mine and he's a bit of a weirdo in real life, but he does these great videos and he's a great person. So good vegan commentary for hardcore vegans. Raw
yeah, he's
vegan.
also big on Facebook too, from what I understand. check him out there.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because my friend Faith, you know, did I tell you about Faith was the one that was going on last weekend. I got to put up that vlog of all the guitars when I was at that bluegrass little thing in Hermosa.
Yeah.
And there was like 20 people playing banjo, guitar, violin. Somebody even was playing like a bathtub, like string. And so it was fun. It was super fun. And I did some videotaping of that. But Faith was there, and she's the one that said, oh my God, you can't have Imperial beer, which is the beer of the country, because it's a racist beer, and look at the logo, it's a Nazi symbol, and there's all these Nazis in Costa Rica that run the country. That's why everybody that's running the country is blonde hair and blue eyes, and that's why it's okay that Costa Ricans make $300 a month and they live in poverty and blah, blah, blah. She just went off. I was like, oh shit. And then there's this place called Pitcher Village here, and it's where all the Nazis live, and she wants to go. I'm like, oh, take me, and we'll take pictures. And they're taking down the facade of all these places because they have like scripture of neo-Nazi stuff, and I don't know, it's really weird. Anyways, Faith really took a liking to Jack online. I mean, he lives here, blah, 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 he's vegan. And so she was like, oh, well, I really want to reach out to him. I'm really vibing with him. He's really interesting, and I'm going through some hard times, and he seems to really put himself out there as like a helper and a taker care of people, and, you know, interested in health and well-being. And so she kind of reached out to him, and he totally snubbed her. And then the next day she saw him in the street, and he like looked the other way. I'm like, oh, don't worry, Faith. He does that to everybody all the time. And he does. So it's funny how people's persona can be very different than their actual behavior. And that's kind of what I want to talk about with the whole loyalty thing.
Okay. Before you go on, let me
how Andrew goes on that he's so open-minded and he believes in caring and kindness, and he wasn't caring and kind to me at all, but I was always to him.
Okay, just with Jack, right? Okay, you say that Faith looked at his channel, right, and she gelled with him, right? Well, here's what I think. I think that she was paying attention to the wrong things and not paying attention to what he was saying, because on many occasions Jack says that he's not one for relationships. He's a wandering loner, right? He says that a lot, right? Yeah. Like on his videos he does. So if you picked up anything, then that would be the first thing. So no wonder he recoils from her. You know what I mean? Like, she's probably chasing him down the road, and he's going, oh, fucking leave me alone, lady. Fuck off. What do you want? Oh, I want to know about the spiritual chakra. Yeah, you know, like all I want is a fucking, you know, a melon. A good melon and a couple of ripe mangoes. That's Jack. He's like a fruit hedonist. Yeah.
He's funny though, but I knew him back when he was drinking heavily, you know, but he was still the same guy. Like, he was still like super self-righteous and couldn't stop talking.
He's not self-righteous at all. In fact, he rails against people that are self-righteous as vegans or as, you know, whatever, you know, raw fruit people. You know what I mean? Like, he believes that, you know, if you want to bend the rules a little bit, you can every now and then, blah, blah, blah. He's not a Puritan.
He's a really good talker. He's a really good, like, I admire that in a way, because in real life, it's a lot of talking, but when you're in front of a camera, it's necessary. So I'm not that, you know, I'm like, okay, I make a video, and I'm like, I don't feel like talking to myself. Like, you know, he can get every day and just like talk to a camera, like just, and I think that's great. And I think maybe I'd have to become more comfortable. I just don't have that chatty. He would sit in bars when he would drink and like chat up storms like all day with strangers at the bar. I hate small talk. I don't like to like talk. I don't know. I have to be in the mood.
That's right, because you got to talk about significant things, right? Whereas us drunks, we can just talk shit.
That's right. But I would talk shit. I would talk real.
But you know what? You know what? With him, right? He's just set himself into a pattern, because he actually mentioned that a couple of days ago, how he, you know what I mean? Like, he's in a routine where he makes these things. So automatically in that space, but he's obviously naturally loquacious. So that means that you can get him talking on anything. And he has got a very pleasant speaking style, which means that I'll watch a video of his, right, and I won't even notice that it's 15 minutes long, because, it's like in the background, and, I'm paying attention to some things, you know what I mean? Yeah. But every person looks at a different thing. They focus on a different thing. So this lady of yours, she was obviously imagining all sorts of scenarios, down to children and,
Well, you know what I think? Faith is a little older than me. She's like, 10 years older than me. And I think that she, like, literally might have been, like, maybe a little interested, like, Jack's younger than her, and Jack's on his healthy kick, and he's a nice speaker. He's on Facebook, so I would always see Faith and him replying to each other. So I'm like, whoa, Faith and him have like a little thing that's happening. And then when she's like, oh, Jack, blah blah blah, and it's just funny. Then she's like, last week when I was with her, she's like, yeah, I unfriended him. I'm like, oh, okay.
All sorts of scenarios, like I picture in my mind, like when they met, like she might have had some garlic in her teeth or something, and he's looking at the garlic and he's, oh, I can't be with someone that does that. Or maybe she had bad breath, or I don't know. Maybe there's something about her he didn't like.
I think she's too old for him, and she's not vegan, and she's not, but I find that, his videos are really a calling out to find his community, and I think he wants like a serious vegan to share rent, whether it's romantic or not, that's not important. But I think he would like, a partner in crime to do the vegan lifestyle with him. And it would also reduce rent because he, a house with 2 bedrooms and one's empty, and he doesn't have a lot of money because his lifestyle of veganism is utmost important to him, and he wants to make a career out of it, out of his healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, he did stress, when he was looking for a
so he talks about it like a commune with a whole bunch of vegans living together in Costa Rica and all this, and he's happy to move out of Jaco, like into the mountains somewhere where there's more people like him. That makes sense. Plus, Jaco is just so expensive.
You know what I find when people look for their tribe, I'm thinking to myself, okay, you find your tribe, but once you find your tribe, what if you can't get along with them? You know what I mean? Like, everybody is so similar that you're all overpowering, you know what I mean? And eventually it collapses because everyone hates each other in the end, And maybe the best we can do is actually mingle with people that are, we don't like. You know what I mean? Every now and then someone we like comes along and we go, okay, thank God, till the next one.
Oh, that's so special.
Yeah. Maybe we're just, sort of condemned to this existence. Yeah. But not that ant. That ant is demolished.
The ant's somebody's food, as far as I'm concerned.
See, that's how he lives forever, He becomes gecko food, and then the gecko gets eaten. That's where the electrical
today, right? I'm standing there being cool like this. Right? That's cool, right? And a gecko drops from the ceiling onto my shoulder. And they are the grossest feeling. Like, I know they're cute and everything, but I have literally 50 of them at all times on my ceiling. It's right there. And so they fall sometimes. They usually don't fall on me, but they're really like cold. They're cold. They're really cold. So it's like a little cold, slimy thing. Like, ah!
Are they slimy? They have slime. They slime.
No, but
yes. Why don't you wait?
I don't think they're slimy. They're just cold, and they're like clammy, like cold, clammy things.
Why don't you?
So it's not slime, but it's like.
Why don't you barbecue one?
Huh?
Wait for one to fall with that tennis racket. Know what I mean?
Oh, well, the Existential Vegan says he makes it like living in Costa Rica is affordable. It's definitely affordable. If you notice his videos, he goes home every 3 months. So I don't go home every 3 months because I spent the $2,000 to put my information in with immigration. So I've been waiting 4 years for residency, which is like a really long time. But as long as you're waiting, you don't have to leave the country. So he hasn't done that. He has to leave legally. He has to leave the country every 3 months. We have a 3-month visa here. And I used to do that before I put my papers in for immigrancy. So for residency. So I would go to Nicaragua or go to Panama. You have to leave the country for 72 hours. So you go for 3 days and you come back. But if you have a job here, it makes it difficult because every 3 months you're like, I gotta go for 3 days, and it's an added expense. So as far as Costa Rica being affordable and Jack saying it is, well, he has a mother who loves him very much and wants him home every 3 months. So that makes life a lot easier when you're living in probably the most expensive town in Costa Rica by far. Maybe Jaco and Tamarindo could, I think Tamarindo is probably cheaper, but basically Jaco's the most expensive place that you can be, and he lives here and doesn't, you know, not making lots of money off his YouTube videos. So, you know, family's nice to have. It's a good support system.
Say la la la.
So,
do you know that?
But he still needs.
Sorry, go on. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, you interrupt me and then you don't talk.
Okay, well, I was going to ask you, do you know those two guys from Travel Costa Rica Now? Those two gay guys. Have you ever met them?
No, you've sent me your videos though. They're fun. And I really would love to do more vlogging of Costa Rica. Like I would really want to do the nightlife. I think that would be interesting. And then my day excursions and like my hikes up in the mountains and like all the toucans. And I'd love to show all the animals that I see every day and all the plants that I'm growing constantly and the food that I make. One time I had 106 coconuts lined up all over my property. It was so cool. And I didn't take a video of it, but things like that, like I really would love to, you know, show more of the work that I do here in the garden and the beautiful things that I see, like, you know, the macaws are every morning, they're there in the tree right in front of my house, big red flowery birds that have horrible voices.
Yeah, see, I want to record those. Audio those. How long would it get from where you are, right, on a bus trip? How long is it to the Nicaraguan border, like in travel
What did
time?
you say? Nicaraguan? What did you say?
Nicaraguan.
That's so awkward. Nicaraguan.
It's a terrible word.
Nicaraguan.
Yeah, how
it's
long?
beautiful there, by the way. Nicaragua is gorgeous, and in the town Granada that I go to, which is not far from the border, they have a building there that's made out of mud that's from the 14th century, and it's still there.
Yeah, I know the building.
So there's some old, you know, old streets and old buildings. That everything is around a square. It's just beautiful. It really is very quaint and gorgeous.
Yeah.
I did a video of it on my Grass Officer channel of me there, and I found it very romantic. But I had one of the worst fights with my lover when I was there right after I made that video. Go figure. I'm like, oh, it's so romantic. Let's fight now.
Yeah, well, yeah. Fight now. Fuck later. All right.
That happened too?
Fire. Yeah, it looks nice. But also Panama looks nice too. Yeah. Yeah. You been to Panama?
Panama, it's a totally different vibe. Totally. You know, in Panama, I went to David, and I got this sure feeling that if I was to like fall down in the street and have a heart attack, people would literally step over my body and keep walking. That's the vibe I got in Panama. Like you're another gringo, they don't care about you. Like, really. You're like,
that's no different.
just
I've seen that.
past the gringo. Just
I've seen that
the
happen in
gringo.
Sydney. I've seen that happen in Sydney. Gringos, no gringos. You know, many times I've seen that happen in Sydney.
Yeah, well, I don't get that vibe. And like in Toronto, if something happens, people help. Here in Hako, I think some people would help.
It depends on where.
It really has that. Like,
you know.
we don't think that you gringos are you know, I guess they have a whole history of the military, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of
military.
Yeah, there's a lot of grudges, you know, so you're going to get a lot of that kind of attitude. But if you walk around like that, then you're going to attract that attitude too, you know, if you're going to be an arsehole. Or if you're going to be defensive, do you know what I mean? And not open. Especially in another country. Someone else's country. You know. I mean, that's probably one thing.
Well,
Americans...
I don't get that feeling in Nicaragua. I'm just saying, like in Nicaragua, everyone seemed interested in acknowledging you, in noticing that you're there.
You didn't answer my question. How long from where you are to the border to get to Grenada? How long would that be?
I didn't answer that question, did I?
No, just roughly. You know, ballpark.
I'm sort of in the middle of Costa Rica, so it's like a 6-hour drive to that side and a 6-hour drive to that side.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can drive from one end of Costa Rica to the other in 12 hours.
That's good. Is Grenada on one side of Costa Rica and you're on the other side?
Well, I'm talking about length of Costa Rica, the width, because the width is just a big mountain. So if there was no mountain, you could probably get across in like 2 hours, but you got to go all the way up and all the way down. So the country is much thinner than it is long.
Okay. I'm really trying hard not to get angry now because you still haven't answered my question. And I feel that
it's 6 hours to the border, whatever border, either the Nicaraguan border or the Panama border. It's about 6 hours drive
to get to Grenada.
Grenada is another hour and a half past the border into Nicaragua or something.
8 hours.
I forgot exactly.
Okay, so that's good. Now I know.
If you ever come visit, we'll go.
We will. Yes, I do. Will.
Well, you should. If you're only here 2 weeks, then you could just throw that whole thing out the window. But, you know, if you're here longer, maybe we'd go.
Why? It doesn't take 2 weeks, does it? You just said it takes 8 hours, right? So, you know, you can go there.
Yeah, but I got things to do. I got places to go. I got people to meet. I don't have time. I'd have to set aside this time. Do that if you were here longer. But if you're only here a short time, like, there's enough things to do in the area. We don't have to take a road trip.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll work it out.
I'm not saying Panamanians don't like gringos, but have a different vibe towards gringos than Nicaraguans.
They sound
because they see more gringos. Nicaraguans, it's a more rare event.
Yeah, I understand. It sounds very much like the attitude that native Argentines, if you're an Argentine living in one of the major cities, that you have this arrogance that you're just as good as a European or an American, so you don't have to look up to them. And there is that gringo thing where people, and a gringo in Argentina isn't necessarily someone from the United States. It could be.
It's like a dingo there, right?
No, it's gringo, same thing, but you could refer to a gringo as being someone, you could say someone from Britain is a gringo just by the sheer virtue of not being from Argentina. So it could be anyone. But usually it's a...
Oh, I thought you said Australia. Okay, yeah, Argentina.
Argentina.
Yeah,
Argentina, yeah. Now, we got dingoes here. Yeah, we got dingoes. Yeah. Not gringos.
Yeah, dingoes.
Yeah. Yeah, they're good. They're smart, huh?
Yeah.
We got great animals.
So I kind of like that we can do hangouts from my channel now.
Yeah, see? What a revelation. And we didn't need that stupid software.
But I don't know how to do the timing, right? I only have press now and then go. So I have to make a separate video the day before to like, right?
No, you don't have to. What happens is, right, when you open up that page, right, you got the time. So you could set the time for tomorrow, right? Now, if you go into the
and it won't ask me to download that other stuff. Oh, you need an encoder and blah, blah, blah.
No, you won't need that. No, because we're going from the other part, right? And what happens is when you set that, okay, you just basically say, okay, save as an edit. Inside the other, there's another bar where it's got added description or whatever, added features. You go in there and you can actually promote the event a certain number of hours prior to the event. So it will appear as a promotional thing on your channel. Yeah. So you could do it 12 hours before, 2 days before. You got all these options, 1 hour before. Yeah. Yeah. And you'll notice that if you log out of your YouTube and go log in as something else and look at your channel, you'll see that that event is advertised already. It's already there waiting to happen in the videos. Type. Yeah.
So exciting. Let's do some hangouts from here now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go-go dancers in this channel.
Well, like my channel is basically defunct for hangouts. Yeah. It's not operating at full capacity. We're 2 engines down and yeah. My internet sucks.
So I think the troll went to sleep.
Yeah.
And we didn't see him.
Anybody around or they're all gone?
Well, I don't know. There's this guy, Jay Lindgren. Do you see him? What's wrong with my hair? Anyways, he's I think over from Grobnob's channel. I don't know. And then there's this person, DRDO Dirty 2002.
Dirty. Okay.
So there's this person who's new. And then we have Alien and advertising. What false advertising, Alien? What am I advertising? I should be advertising for a new hairstyle, and this is false. I'm doing a false beauty channel. Yeah, that's bad. So did you see any more of Gary on
Logic? No, what happened was I saw Gary talking, and he was talking about how thinking is the most important thing that we could have, because to think the right path is, and this is what he said, but maybe he might revise this later when he thinks about it, but he said thinking the right way is better than walking the right way on that path.
Huh?
Yeah.
No.
Anyway, well, I didn't agree with that, but then True Sherm started talking, and you know how when he's talking metaphysics, he kind of tends to waffle. He waffled for a while.
Did he have that big gold thing on his shoulder?
No, I think it was just his avatar. But he was talking, and then I could sort of see Gary fiddling, and then I left it because then I went to the Grobnob one. But yeah, it would have been interesting. They seem to have had a few views. Yeah.
Good. Well, at least they're not. At least they're not being timed like Pyro.
Oh,
you got
yeah.
10 minutes. What was his allotment? Like
2 minutes.
You can have 2 minutes to talk each person, no longer than that. No point. No good point is made longer than 2 minutes.
No, I don't. It was actually when I caught his hangout, and just as he was saying, as the guy King Cotter, or the guy called Vic, right? The guy Vic that always talks to him. He was talking. Pyro interrupted him and said, "Oh, okay, I've timed you at 2 minutes now." And Vic said, "What are you timing me?" And that's when he revealed that he'd been timing them all, and he was thinking about what a good.
he didn't have that on the Google, on the actual screen, like the way I saw. He had the whole big clock on the screen, timing every time somebody, starting back at 0 when a new person talks.
Right. Yeah, because he's had problems moderating it, because there was one hangout where he just went apeshit and started screaming and carrying on how he had the platform because it's his hangout. He had a disagreement with someone, you know what I mean? And
he may be a little bit of a control freak.
A little bit. A little bit. You know, I went into one of his hangouts once, right? And it was like someone threw a fresh turd into a fucking church. You know what I mean? It was like,
you're a little like a turd in a church.
yeah. It was like, who the fuck is this guy and why is he here, right? And yeah, actually I was just there to ask him some computer questions, which they answered nicely, and I left. But they didn't like me because I could tell what was happening.
What the hell is a big turd asking computer questions for?
Well, see, you know, I know exactly what he did, right? Which is what I would do. Someone that I don't know comes in a hangout. What do? I click on their link and check him out. So he must have been looking through my subscriptions and my associations with horror when he realized that I was associated with Bernard Chapin of the alt-right. And, you know, and I listen to Ramsey, Paul, and, you know, all those other people. So he obviously understands I'm not social justice warrior persuasion. But I would say that fucking whole thing, right? It depends on what your intentions are. You know, everybody thinks society should work, you know, fairer in their estimation of how things should work. So in essence, if a person is pushing an argument for a redistribution of power or finance or whatever, that's a form of social justice, because you don't think the system's just, so you're trying to change it.
See, see, Alien is so smart, you know? He knows that the guy's a moron, too.
Talking about Pyro.
No,
yeah, but
not Pyro. No. Bernard.
Oh, come on. No way.
Oh, he is.
No, he's not. He's actually fucking smart. I have to disagree with you, aliens. Then.
But he is.
You know. No, he's not. And he happens to be one of my closest friends. So please desist from maligning my associates.
All right. I won't do that anymore. But, you know.
I don't mind. You know.
Just listen to him talk.
Yeah, what's wrong with the way he talks? I think he's got great personality and presence, you know? Yeah, especially when he does
he talks like an ape. How about that?
Yeah, but sometimes you don't understand when he's doing it satirically. Do you know what I mean? Like, he goes into these personas.
Oh, he does it every day. That's him. He's one big satire.
No, he's not. No, he's just a you know, he's a, what do you call it? A pedagogue, you know, like he's just a soapbox.
What?
A pedagogue. I didn't say pedophile. Pedagogue. You know, someone that stands on a soapbox, right? Gives you their point of view.
Okay, if Alien doesn't understand how you can even listen to him, but I got a question for Alien. What does Alien think of Milo? Dun, 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 dun. Because I told you to go look at the Rubin report and see that hour thing on Milo that we were talking about in Grobnob's hangout. And you're like, what? Are you going right on me?
Yeah.
Are you moving from left to right? So yeah. I think that Milo has some interesting backlash to the whole freedom of speech thing, which is he's the provocateur and that's where he's coming from. So Alien, Milo? That's my question for Alien. Milo, the homosexual, yes. He's the one, Alien, that says homos were not born, they're a choice, and lesbians are a lie.
Yeah.
And the whole reason he's gay is to piss off his conservative mother.
And here's another thing too, which I didn't think you would agree with, and that's basically where he says he's against gay marriage because it is buying into an institution of marriage.
So here he is saying, I believe in free speech, and then he's like, these fucking people search and search and search for a bakery to find some bigots. They finally find a a bakery owned by bigots, and that's where they want their wedding cake.
Yeah,
So
and
they're
that's true.
troublemakers.
That there is a truth to that. You know,
So
that's why the
free speech being a troublemaker. I mean, that's what Milo does. He calls himself a provocateur. So how is it okay that Milo's a provocateur, but these people that are searching for a bigotry bakery are not provocateurs? Tell me what the difference.
They're provocateurs too, because
Well, it's kind of like that Sargon is an SJW. Same shit.
yeah, but look, you know, it's one thing to say, right, that society as a whole discriminates against gay people, and then it's another thing to back that up with the evidence that you have gone deliberately to someone you know will not bake your cake because of their religion, right? So you have gone to the one person that would never consider it, instead of going to the many people in a city like Toronto or Sydney or wherever.
They're not from Toronto. Some backwoods American place. I don't know where the fuck it was.
Doesn't matter, but you'll find that wherever there's a backwoods American place, there's also a cosmopolitan centre nearby where there will be people that are accepting. So if you decide to go and live with Muslims and then complain when they tell you can't eat pork, then you're a fucking idiot. And really, that's what they're doing. What they have done is selectively cherry-picked their argument and used this as some sort of basis for truth. And it's not. It's their truth as they want to present it as propaganda. And that's really the issue. And the
issue is I think the whole reason that Milo is pro-Trump is it's the hair. That's really the issue. It's the helmet hairdo.
Now, I think it's actually what we were discussing about being anti whatever is the status quo.
Right.
Like rebel without a cause. Yeah.
Yes.
He would
be
so
if it was popular to be gay, he'd be like, I'm totally not gay.
Yes. Because here's another thing too. Did you know that he believes in God? And he's actually
he hates atheists. Atheists are ridiculous because he's a YouTuber through and through. So he's not looking at what a real atheist is. He's like talking about YouTuber atheists who like to, bombard you with why religion is ridiculous.
Here's another thing too I took objection to, right? There's a few things there that if you pause the video and actually thought about what was being said, you'd say, no, that's ridiculous. Okay. Here's one thing. When he said that basically
Milo's no Catholic, please.
Yeah, but here's what he said. He said that basically the mood of the zeitgeist of the times is actually going towards the right, right? And he was saying that basically SJWs and leftists have been defeated, or are on the verge of being defeated, if we can continue to batter them with this freedom of speech shit, right? But here's my premise. There's no way he could evaluate whether the mood of the fucking whole world or the zeitgeist of the whole Western world or whatever you want to pinpoint it to is either left or right. And when the right cites stupid articles in Jezebel or in Gawker or Kotaku, right? They're just cherry picking ridiculous cunts to look at where that normal people living their lives aren't even aware of this shit. You know what I mean? So here's this battle going on between.
You're talking about progressive leftist rags. There's that on the right as well.
Yeah. You get them on both sides, but this isn't the reality of most people's experience. Most people don't even know this shit exists. He's talking about a war that's in his head. You know what I mean? And he's saying everybody's moving.
And he's introducing all these YouTube backlash ideals into the universities in the States, and he's doing speeches.
Yeah, but it's while he's doing that, but Islamic imams going from university to university, defending their thing. Leftists are doing it.
The reason why he's doing it is because he knows he's causing a ruckus. Like, people are like protesting him even talking, and then we're also hearing of like people going into universities and having a talk, presenting an idea, and the students are like, oh my God, I need to run to a safe space now. I can't handle, I'm triggered.
Yeah, but again, we're looking at the extreme examples of snowflake behavior. Now, I worked in a university for a few years, right? And if there was a week without a protest at something, it was a dull week. And basically, student unions have a great deal of power and they have a great deal of interest in stirring shit up to give the students something to do. You know, when they run out of those
I'm not
big
sure about that because I've had my whole beginning was of this whole feminist thing was 2 years ago. This woman, Brenda, who's a friend of mine on Facebook, and she was like, blah, 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 feminist. And I'm like, I'm not. And she attacked me. She lives in San Jose here. She's an Asian girl. And I found out, oh, so. And so this is all language that she learned in her feminist classes.
Yeah, and you know what? When I was at art school, way back in 89, 90.
But art school isn't teaching feminist courses.
Wait a minute. Hear me out. Let me finish, right? Okay. I was doing art school, but I was doing the teaching program. So the art teaching program, okay? Now, I was in that, basically the education section with a whole heap of feminists in my class. I was one of the only males. And all this postmodern stuff was coming up. And it was all about affirmative action, about redressing the ills of the past. And it was all this patriarchy theory, right? Now, I bought it hook, line, and sinker when I was there. I bought the whole socialism, communism thing, whole anarchism thing. I believed in all that shit, right? I lived with a feminist, a hardcore fucking feminist. Now, you know, in private moments with my other flatmate, we'd laugh at some of the claims she'd make. But we, you know, and I saw it sort of in the school itself. It was like I was like a fifth wheel because basically I was privy to this propaganda.
You're like a fifth wheel because of how you sound right now. You sound like a fifth wheel right now. You're about to fall off.
Well, anyway, this goes back a long time, and it actually goes back to the early 70s too. You know, so you know this shit that we're experiencing is nothing because it's happened before, and it just comes around in cycles, and it becomes the news of the day because people are attracted to car crashes rather than reasoned stories. You know what I mean? You're not, when you watch the news, right? There's never any news about, okay, New York City, everything's fine, everyone's happy, you know, commerce is going well, sanitation is high, you know, blah, 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 everything's going well. You never get good news stories.
Blah, blah, blah. You know what? Gung Ho, your sound really sucks.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, okay.
It is getting late. And now that I know that I can do this, hell, we can do this anytime.
Yeah.
So I think we should. Because we do almost every night, we do our little Skype hangout. And we should do it here. Because
every night.
Why not?
Nah, I don't want these people to see me.
Huh?
They don't deserve that much gung ho. You know what I mean? Not even
Holy fuck, I can't fucking hear you at all now.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up.
Right.
It's been fun, and I'm glad that I can do this. And it's so weird how it doesn't let me do it if I wanted to schedule one, but it let me do it for right away. Or it doesn't let me do it for live stream, but it lets me do it for event, which is really weird, right?
Now, all you do when you schedule it, right, you go back to that page and you press start hangout on air.
Okay. Well, we're going to do that next time.
Yeah.
But now I know how to do it. So I'm into it now. Do nighttime, prepare vegan dinner with Lelania so Lelania doesn't have to eat alone.
Hey. Okay.
It's an idea.
That's a good idea.
For, you know, I listen to my YouTubers while I eat. So instead I can like talk while I eat.
Yeah, I don't eat while I watch YouTube because it gives me like indigestion.
It what?
It gives me indigestion. I don't mix YouTube with food. Oh. Okay.
Okie doke.
All right. See you later.
Well, it's always a pleasure. I love you very much, and we will speak soon.
All right. I love you too. See ya.
Bye. Bye, everyone. Thanks for coming.